the greatest competitor was the weather, but that's kind of the nature of outdoor track in the Midwest. You know, you never know what you're going to get, and so you kind of got to be a little bit cautious with what you allow people to do in those kind of conditions. And so, to give you an example, like a lot of our short sprint jump people, opted out of the opportunity to compete, which I endorsed 100%, because when you're talking about, below 40 degrees, wet, cold conditions, you don't want to burn your season out because of a meet like that. And so, those who went, they did a great job. There were a lot of good marks that came out of it. A lot of it was challenging because we were running into a headwind on the home straight, but every week that you get to get out there and compete and come home without injury is a good one. And so we had a lot of that. No injuries came back, and so I'm pleased with it. I'm looking forward to maybe catching a little bit of a break this Saturday. It looks like right now it's supposed to be low 50s and partly cloudy, so that'll help a lot of people, I hope.
This past meet in particular was really important for the team because the conditions weren't quite ideal. It was snowy, it was windy, and it was cold. So it was a real, it really built toughness for us because obviously we can look back at the times and know that the effort we put out on the day was, much better. And, at the end of the day, we competed well with the teams that we'll see again down the stretch of the season. Obviously, we'll see Carnegie again at UAAs, and we'll see John Carroll and Baldwin Wallace in the next meets coming up. So that's exciting.
It was pretty chilly, pretty cold. I don't think a lot of us were expecting it to be that bad when we went out last weekend. But yeah, this coming weekend, I think we're expecting it to be a little bit better. It's supposed to be pretty windy, I've heard, but definitely not as cold and probably not as snowy out as well. So I'm pretty excited for that. There's a lot of good people signed up for good events. So very excited just to see how everyone does.
I think it'll be a great meet. Competition at this meet is really strong. The teams from Otterbein and Mount Union are going to be there, so that helps us out across the board. There's a lot of strong runners, and throwers and jumpers and everything. So I think that's going to be helpful. I think if the weather conditions are good, and both Friday night and Saturday, I think that that always tends to spark some good numbers, especially coming off of for a lot of our athletes, it's kind of a week on, week off situation, and a lot of people who competed really well at WNL, took last weekend off, and so they'll come back out and they'll be in a little bit better competition shape, and we'll see what happens with that. But I look forward to it. I think that this is one of those things where if you can catch good weather, you just never know. Like you could go out there and it can be 36 degrees and snowing, or like today where it's 20 and 9 degrees at 7 a.m. and then it's going to be 70 degrees at 7 p.m. So you got to take advantage of it when you get it, and hope that your athletes are opportunistic. They look to that, when the sun shines, it's time to go and just hit it as hard as you can. So hope we can come back with some more big marks and keep getting ready for the conference meet in a couple weeks.